Imagine controlling $100 billion worth of stocks, but owning none of it. Now imagine losing it all in 48 hours. That's exactly what happened to Bill Hwang, a secretive Wall Street trader who convinced some of the biggest banks in the world to lend him billions without them realizing it.
If you come to me, you will never be hungry again.
Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. My company does a little bit of our part bringing the fair price to Google's stock price. Is it important to God? Absolutely.
And by convinced, I mean he basically said, "Trust me, bro." Now, before we continue, if you like these stories, a like and subscribe goes a long way so I can continue putting them out for you guys. Now, let's get back to the video. This isn't some crypto pump and dump or shady Ponzi scheme. This was one of the biggest financial implosions in history. His private hedge fund, Archegos Capital, collapsed so hard that it erased tens of billions in wealth, crashed multiple stocks, and caused banks like Credit Suisse and Morgan Stanley to lose billions. And yet, most people have never heard of him. So how did he go from being a Wall Street genius to the man who single-handedly wrecked a $1 billion empire? Let's dive into the insane true story of Bill Hwang, the man who built a financial empire on borrowed money and lost everything overnight. Bill Hwang wasn't born into wealth. In fact, his story starts in South Korea, where he was raised in a deeply religious household. His father was a pastor, which means Bill grew up hearing about faith, morals, and probably a lot of sermons about not lying. Fast forward to his adult years, and well, let's just say he didn't take all those lessons to heart. After moving to the US, he worked his way up through the financial world, eventually landing a job at Tiger Management, one of the most legendary hedge funds in history. His boss? Julia Robertson, the godfather of hedge funds. Robertson saw potential in Hwang and personally mentored him, helping him launch his own fund, Tiger Asia Management, in the early 2000s. And for a while, Hwang was unstoppable. He was one of the best performing investors on Wall Street, making billions by betting on Asian stocks and using aggressive leverage to boost his returns. But then, he does what every financial villain does in Act 2. He got too greedy. By 2012, Tiger Asia was handling billions in assets. But Hwang wasn't just playing by the rules, he was secretly engaging in insider trading. And I mean, if you're going to commit financial crimes, maybe don't do it with billions on the line.
What are you?
An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich, Chef Ramsay.
The SEC caught him illegally using inside information to manipulate stock prices in Hong Kong, and they were not amused. The punishment? A $44 million fine and a lifetime ban from managing outside money. For most people, that would be the end of their career. But Bill? Nah, he had other ideas. Instead of walking away, he found a loophole. He created a family office called Archegos Capital Management, which sounds super fancy, but basically just means I'm managing my own money now, so the SEC can't stop me.
It's in God's heart and it's my heart that a lot of people in the investment community and these companies would know the reality of God. And then creating culture, which is God honoring, serving one another, and learning, doing, where it's not all about money, but it's about long-term. God certainly has a long-term view, and it's really helping a lot of people learn how to invest well and use capitalism to help human society advance.
And this is where things get truly unhinged. With Archegos, Bill Hwang built an empire in total secrecy. Here's how he pulled off what might be the greatest financial magic trick in history. 1. Instead of buying stocks directly, he used something called total return swaps. 2. These are contracts that let you control a stock's movement without actually owning it. 3. Because he never officially held the shares, no one really knew how much money he was playing with. In other words, he was gambling with billions using borrowed chips. By 2021, he controlled massive portions in companies like Viacom CBS, Discovery, Tencent Music, GSX Tech Edu. And because he was quietly using borrowed money to pump these stocks up, they kept rising, making his trades look like a brilliant strategy. Until, well, they didn't. By early 2021, Hwang had leveraged his portfolio so much that if even one stock dipped, his entire house of cards could collapse. Guess what happened? In March 2021, Viacom CBS announced a massive stock offering, hoping to raise money. Instead of going up, the stock dropped 23% in a day. That's when the banks panicked. They suddenly realized they'd given a man who got banned from insider trading tens of billions of dollars on a handshake. The result? Archegos lost $100 billion in value. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and Credit Suisse lost billions. And Bill Hwang? He lost everything. After the collapse, federal prosecutors charged Bill Hwang with fraud and market manipulation.
Bill Hwang's fate now in the jury's hands. Remember, he's facing fraud, market manipulation, and racketeering conspiracy charges, and it's one of the most prominent white-collar prosecutions in recent years.
His trial is ongoing, and if convicted, he could spend decades in prison. The banks? They basically got away with it, but Credit Suisse lost so much money it was forced to merge with another bank. Bill Hwang's story is a financial rollercoaster of greed, deception, and pure recklessness.
Jesus says, I'm the bread of life. If you come to me, you'll never be hungry again.
One guy secretly controlled billions, fooled the biggest banks in the world, and destroyed his empire in 48 hours. So, what do you think? Was Bill Hwang a financial genius who flew too close to the sun, or was he a Wall Street time bomb waiting to explode? Drop a comment below, and if you enjoyed this crazy story, like and subscribe, because trust me, there are even wilder ones coming. Until next time, don't gamble with borrowed billions.